Candlepin bowling is a New England tradition and a sport enjoyed by both girls and boys of all ages. Our show brings the game to the younger generation, featuring bright futures and brighter smiles. Hosts Dan Gauthier and Rob Taylor call the action on Candlepin for Kids. Candlepin for Kids would not be made possible without its generous sponsors, Oddball Sporting Goods, Paramount Industries, and individual donators like you. To learn how to donate, go to www.cp4k.com.
Greetings from Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Our first Candlepin stop of the year. Alongside Dan Gauthier, I'm Rob Taylor for our first stop at Candlepin for Kids. Should be an exciting day, Dan.
It already has been. We had a couple of roll-offs just from some ties to try to make it on this show, which we'll talk about during the broadcast. It's been a lot of fun already. Look forward to more fun.
No reason not to do this, Dan. You're great at it. Let's break this match down. What do we got?
You expect me to remember? I gotta look back.
Dan.
We have Nate we have one newcomer, and she'll be battling nerves. We have Nate, the youngest kid up here, but he's done it many times. He's an old grizzly veteran. On this side, Hunter has an animal out there, and Sage, who's she's trying to make up for a prize she didn't win in the qualifying. So they have a lot of incentive over there. So it's gonna be a tough match.
A lot of rivalries on the line out there today. Two teams enter, one will leave with a Tournament of Champions berth. Stay with us, let's meet the bowlers.
The challengers, a girl who was the all-event states champion, joins a boy who won all 4 events at the international tournament in Portsmouth. It's Nathan Fontaine and Alana Brown. Their opponents, a girl with a huge high triple of 343, joins a boy who's qualified for the last 3 Candlepin for Kids Tournament of Champions. It's Hunter and Sage Johnson.
Hey!
And we're already underway. Alana Brown getting things started off early on lane 3, lane 2, Sage Johnson. Should be an exciting match.
Yeah, Alana couldn't wait to get going there, huh? And Sage, a little nervous remembering she's supposed to let Alana go first.
Both bowlers a little jumpy. That's their youngest age group, so understandable, and an early mark for Sage Johnson.
Didn't stop her from making the spare, huh, Rob?
Certainly didn't throw off her concentration. Alana looking for the out. A solid 8.
That's a good 8 for somebody's first box ever on TV. Pretty good.
Of course, Alana's used to bowling her older brother Cody, so she's used to these pressure situations. Sage Johnson coming out firing early. No signs of nerves at all. Little off to the left for Alana. Sage as well matches her.
We do bowl by all the rules of Candlepin bowling, so anybody watching on TV probably noticed Alana. She does get the ball out there, but it is landing 2 feet in front of the lob line, so it's not a lob if you're watching on TV. We keep an eye on that, though.
Both bowlers going to be looking for some big outs here. Solid day of Candlepin for Kids we had. Huge turnout. 71 kids showed up for our first event of the season. Really couldn't be more excited about it. Probably our highest turnout in 2 years, I would say.
Oh, I think it's more like 6 years or so. I think it's been, we had 85, as you know, is the record. I think this is the 2nd place record. And that 85 bowlers was 6 or 7 years ago in Woburn Lane. So we haven't broken 50 now in 3 or 4 years. So this was the best turnout we've had. And for the viewers at home, all it does is it keeps making the show better. We had a lot of prizes today. Now we're going to have at least twice as many next stop. So we're keeping breaking records in the amount of prizes that we can give to these kids thanks to the good turnout and your generous donations.
Emphasize that donations, Dan. And also, I mean, the kids had a lot of fun today, and we can hope that, I would think a bunch of them would be coming back. We saw a lot of smiles. We went out in the gutter, had some very candid responses, especially from our 2 gentlemen that we'll be seeing shortly. We can talk about that when they hit the lanes. A big rivalry between these 2 young gunslingers, so should be exciting. A pair of 7s up there for our 2 ladies. 25-21, an early lead for Johnson & Johnson. Alana Brown hails from Pilgrim Lanes. She's going up against Leo's Super Bowl zone, Sage Johnson.
Ooh, a little action here on lane 3.
Can't complain about that.
Big smile on her face when she turned around.
And rough for Sage. She's the one who buried the headpin. A tough little split, but she'll have a chance with that wood.
Alana's got that tail on her ball. You know, in golf it would be called a slice. Look at me introducing other sports terminology into the broadcast.
I'm sure you'll be breaking down the power plays later in this match too. 10 for Alana. She'll be happy to have gotten her first perfect box of the match. 9 for Sage. Going into the break, still a tight one, 34-31. They'll try to leave a mark for themselves, and that's something we changed this year. The bowlers bowling their own string.
we made a few minor changes. You know, you don't want to toy too much with success, but one of the things the kids did ask us was if they could bowl their entire string. I mean, the score adds up the same, so we said why not? They want to know what they hit, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, having bowled on the show myself, I remember it was very strange coming off the lanes and people would ask you what he'd hit, and you say, it was, you know, somewhere between 110 and 120. So at least now the kids will have something to talk about.
We did increase all the prizes this year, so.
Big 10 for Alana. She comes off the lane all heated up.
Very
Pair of
happy.
10s to finish.
Nice finish.
Solid 43 for Sage. Now our gentleman will take the lane. Sage Johnson with a 2-pin edge over Alana Brown. Big rivalry match between these two, Dan. There is a lot of trash talk in the gutter between these two bowlers.
Stacy's Middle School is talking all about it. Hunter Johnson representing them.
Early big first ball from Nate. Now Nate is very warmed up because he bowled in a tiebreaker match that was extremely exciting. Tied after the first string. Nate on fire early, right where he left off.
First, let's just say, Nate is a crowd favorite here. Normally Hunter is, but I think Nate's crowd favoritism is probably going to surpass Hunter's in this game.
I might say so. Nate, the younger of the two. Hunter,
People always go for the underdogs and the young guys. Always go for the young guys.
Hunter, of course, has been on our show for, gosh, 3 or 4 years at least. Generally a perennial favorite for the championship as Aaron goes just wide of the head pin. A tough 3.
Nathan. Aaron's his brother.
I apologize. Aaron, you're welcome for the cameo shout out on the show.
Get a little plug.
If you're watching.
As we've mentioned many other shows before, the Fontaines are grandchildren of Tommy Olsta, bowling legend, superstar. And you can tell because they bowl 30 games a week. You just look at the form on this kid. He finishes with his hand straight up in the air. Good follow through.
That late tail cost him twice. Early just missed the headpin and did it again in that last one. He'll finish with a 7. Hunter with a 9. Both of these kids said on camera, "You're going down" to the other one. They called each other out. Hunter called Nate out in the first string of the match. I think he'd only bowled a half, and he was already saying that he wanted Nate. Of course, Nate barely got there with that squeaking out. I think it was 80-80 in the tiebreaker. As Hunter throws a big ball, and that's a hammer. Hunter with a fist pump on that one. Gets the high five from the partner.
As regular viewers of the show know, any double strike thrown by any of our contestants enters them and their partner in a raffle at the end of the year for a set of bowling balls, compliments of Paramount Industries.
Big 10 for Nate.
We made a minor change to that this year. Of course, a double strike still qualifies everybody for it, but for this age group, the 11 and unders, because they've never won with a double strike before, we're also saying 3 marks in a row will qualify them as well. So we'll be looking to get a double strike, or if not, put another mark on it.
Hunter's got a good first ball on the head pin, a little full.
That's rough.
Hunter, no shortage of body English.
So you were talking a little about that roll-off. What an exciting! We had 2 roll-offs for tie scores coming into this, and Nate Fontaine was one of them. He was bowling John somebody, a newcomer.
I believe it was
O'Brien. Brand newcomer, never tried out for our show before. Tied for second place. They tied the first roll-off match 80-80 and had to bowl 2 boxes more. I gave them a $5 prize just for tying. It was so much fun to watch. The crowd loved it.
Crowd was so into it. You thought we already had the cameras rolling, and it's a shame we didn't. It was a thrilling match between the two of them. We can only hope that this one goes the same way. And it is tight, a 2-pin difference right now. The only difference between the lead, Sage Johnson was able to give her partner. Hunter laying down another hammer.
Hunter, 2 strikes with a 7 in between. It's like an Oreo sandwich, except that where the cream isn't the best part.
Partner Sage asked him, how'd you do that? Hunter, I do not know, but he'll be happy to go into the half with 2 balls on the strike.
We have a smoke the shoe contestant. We're still returning with that thing. It's going to be John LeBrun. We're going to do that after we go away and take a break.
No reason not to be excited for it. So after our first half of bowling, looks like Johnson & Johnson have a combined 91 to a 99-89 with Brown and Fontaine. So a 2-pin difference after our first half. Stay with us for the second half. Smoke the Shoes coming up after this.